the slideshow from current slide.
Today we are starting the discussion on option pricing. What is option pricing? We already have discussed that the buyer of the option enjoys the absolute right of whether to exercise the option or not. Therefore, the counterparty, who is known as writer, has at the mercy of the owner of the option. So, in order to compensate his risk, he will always take some money at the time of entering into the contract, which is called premium. And it is the price of the option that the buyer of the option has to pay. Now the question is how we will calculate the price of the option. In every cases of derivatives, when we calculate the pricing, we always follow the rule of arbitraging, because arbitraging is a particular skill where a person can make riskless profit. So that type of opportunity is an abnormal opportunity which is not desirable. So if there is any price setup which can create scope of arbitrage, that is not accepted. Hence, theoretically, price is always calculated on the basis of the rule that this price will not create any arbitrage opportunity in the future under normal circumstances. Now, how we will do that calculation here? How we will do that calculation here? So, let us discuss it in detail now. In option pricing, actually what we do, we divide the amount, when we calculate the right, we actually look at the intrinsic value. If the intrinsic value is positive, then the option right is valuable, otherwise we throw it off. And intrinsic price, we have already mentioned, that is the difference between spot price of the underlying asset and the strike price given in the option. So if the spot price is greater than the strike price, then call option buyer is profitable. In opposite case, the put option buyer is profitable. Usually, the premium of the option consists of two parts. First one is called the strike. First one is called the intrinsic value, and with that, the time value is added to get the premium. So, in out of these two components, one component is called time value. This time value gradually reduces as, as the option comes towards maturity. So on maturity, time value can be zero. In that case, only intrinsic value will exist. And when the option is purchased, writer will minimum take the amount of premium which will cover the intrinsic value at that time. Therefore, the normal rule is that when we calculate the price of premium of the option, it should not be less than the strike price given at the time of entering into the contract. Now look at the important points given in the slide. First point is saying the premium of the option contract is its price, which I have already clarified. Second point is value is based on arbitrage rule. This point has also been made clear. This is a basic guideline of calculating price of any type of derivatives. Third one is first segment of the premium is intrinsic value. That we also discussed in detail in our previous lecture. Second segment is time value, which has also been covered. Now, fifth point is price of the option must not be below the intrinsic value. That we have already explained. And the argument is that time value can be zero, but intrinsic value must be recovered. So the writer will never claim any premium below intrinsic value. In that case, surely he will suffer loss, which he will not do. Next point, if the price is less than intrinsic value, then arbitrage will be possible. Obviously, if the price premium is less than that, then any person will take this opportunity and will make some profit. So that cannot be permitted. Next point is at the time zero means today, no time value is there. So minimum price of the option is difference between cost price and present value of intrinsic. Next point is maximum price of the call option is spot price. So this point we have not discussed yet. Now we are coming to this particular point. The premium that we are paying in an option can at best be the spot price because the spot price is a guiding factor of deciding whether the right is profitable or not. So maximum premium that we can charge can be equal to the spot price of the underlying asset. If the premium is more than spot price, then again there will be an opportunity for arbitrage, which is not permitted. So, in case of call option, we can say that in general, minimum time price limit is the time intrinsic value and maximum price limit is the spot price of the call option underlying asset. Now, what will happen to the maximum price of the put option? In case of put option, instead of spot price, we have to consider the exercise price because put is a right to sell. So in that case, right will be profitable only when exercise price is higher than the spot price. So exercise price is a guiding factor which will decide whether the option right is profitable or not. Since the exercise price is a guiding point, we have to look into the exercise price for calculating the maximum price limit of the put option. However, exercise price is receivable only on maturity date. So if it has been decided on the maturity date, then definitely exercise price will be considered. But if the option price is calculated before maturity, then exercise price is receivable in future. So that exercise price will be converted to equivalent present value. So what we can say is that in case of put option, maximum price of the maximum price of premium of the put option will be the exercise price. So that covers our first slide. In the second slide, whatever we have discussed has been shown by a diagram. If you look at the diagram, underlying asset, it has underlying asset of an option has got two associated price. One is spot price, other one is exercise price. Exercise price is included in the derivative contract and spot price is stated on the date of the settlement. So these are the two important price. Maximum value of the call option is the spot price and its intrinsic value is the minimum price on the basis of which premium will be set up. And how intrinsic value is calculated, that we have shown in the center. In case of call option, it is maximum of 0 and x minus x. In case of put, maximum is 0 and x minus x. So exercise price is the minimum value of the option. And in case of maximum value, we must consider ignore the time value. We will just look at the price, and if it is called, we will consider spot price, and if it is put, we will consider the present value of the exercise price. Otherwise, arbitrage will be there. So whatever we have discussed in the previous slide, that has been shown here.